I still have my Cornetto tribe, you know?
Yes.
Edgar and I are going to start work on something again soon. He's finishing off editing The Running Man, which is coming out later in this year.
Can't wait.
After that, I feel like that's our moment to sort of come up with our fourth movie. I was in the office in Great Titchfield Street with Edgar Wright. We were writing Hot Fuzz, and the phone rang, and Naira, our producer upstairs, said, J.J. Abrams is on the phone for you. And I was like, what, really? Remember when A Rush of Blood to the Head came out? He gave me like a copy of it, like a burnt copy of it before it came out, and we put it on the jukebox at the Shepherd's in Highgate, which was our pub, which is the pub the Winchester was based on.
Love it.
Now the Boogaloo, which is an amazing North London pub.
Wow.
But it used to be an old man's boozer. And so the first time anyone heard that album, it was on this boxy jukebox in the Shepherd's in Highgate.
Best stories, man. It's film number 8 for Tom, and it's film number 6 for you and Benji.
Yeah.
Can you take us back to how you got the gig? Because we can do that now, can't we?
Yeah.
It's 20 years ago, isn't it?
It's 20 years ago this year. I was in the office in Great Titchfield Street with Edgar Wright. We were writing Hot Fuzz, and the phone rang, and Naira, our producer upstairs, said, J.J. Abrams is on the phone for you. And I was like, what, really? I knew him vaguely from like Alias, I think he'd done at that point. And I said, hello. And he said, hey, Simon, how do you feel about coming and being in Mission Impossible 3? It was like that arbitrary a sort of offer. And I kind of went, okay. And then I found myself several months later on the Paramount lot. It's the first time I'd ever been in Hollywood. You know, I'd been to LA before, but never been on any of the studio lots or anything. I shot my scenes. I met Tom and Ving Rhames on the day for the first time. I did one day. I went home. I went back again, shot one more day, and that was it. And I thought, it was, you know, that was fun. It was a bit of stunt casting.
Yeah.
JJ and Tom really liked Shaun of the Dead, and they were kind of like, let's get him in the film. And then I got an email from JJ like a year later saying, how would you feel if Benji was a field agent? And I think I said I'd feel quite good.
Yeah, worst idea ever not.
And then, you know, 20 years later, I've been in the field now for, you know, 5 films. And I think if you look at Benji in the first one, where I look like a potato in a lab coat, to the last one, those 2 versions of Benji are so different.
Yeah.
And yet the journey getting there has been so cleverly sort of modulated by McHugh in terms of the way Benji has become a senior field agent. He's played a long game with the character, and it's been really fun.
Much loved. So what are you going to do from here on in without any Mission Impossible trying to hang out? You're going to have to create your own, aren't you?
Well, I still have my Cornetto tribe, you know?
Yes.
Edgar and I are going to start work on something again soon. He's finishing off editing The Running Man, which is coming out later in this year.
Can't wait.
After that, I feel like that's our moment to sort of come up with our fourth movie. Nick's just been cast as Hagrid in Harry Potter, so I don't know how we're going to get hold of him for the next 8 years.
Yeah, interesting.
Yeah, but
and also, when are you going on tour with Coldplay next? Then is that beginning?
I think I might. I think I'm seeing them this year. When I do see them,
yes.
Chris often will ask me to come and play.
Because you're a proper fan.
Yeah, well, we're friends more than anything.
Yeah.
You know, I met Chris when Coldplay were like a shoegazing indie band. You know,
they were 7th on the bill or something.
To Top Loader,
right,
at the Millennium Dome.
Yeah,
and I'd seen the video to Yellow or something on MTV, and he'd seen like Big Train, you know, the sketch show I did in like the late '90s, and we kind of got talking, and then we just struck up this friendship. And since then, I've watched them obviously become this global phenomenon. I remember when A Rush of Blood to the Head came out, he gave me like a copy of it, like a burnt copy of it before it came out, and we put it on the jukebox at the Shepherd's in Highgate, which was our pub, which is the pub the Winchester was based on.
Love it.
Now the Boogaloo, which is an amazing North London pub.
Wow.
But it used to be an old man's boozer. And so the first time anyone heard that album, it was on this boxy jukebox in the Shepherd's in Highgate.
Best stories, man. Stories.
Yeah.
But when I said you were going to go on tour, you have played on stage with Coldplay.
I used to get up and play harmonica with them quite a lot, but that's nerve-wracking because you can hit a bum note with a harmonica.
When did you learn to play the harmonica?
I grew up in a music shop, and my dad was a jazz musician, so he sort of taught me how to play the blues harp.
So for people who don't know about harmonicas, you have to have loads of different ones because they have to be in a different key.
Different keys, yeah.
So how does that? Why? Because you don't have to have loads of different pianos. Is that
No,
because
but
the
I
octaves
figure
are
out
different?
what key they're playing, say Panic in, and I Don't Panic, and I say Panic's the Smiths, and I'll pick the right key.
How many harmonicas do you have?
I've got about 5, I think.
Right.
I've got a Tiffany harmonica.
What does that mean? Sorry, I don't know what that means.
It's like, it was made by Tiffany, so it's solid silver.
Oh, as simple as that?
Yeah.
Okay, so, all right, cool.
But now I just play tambourine, because you can't F up the tambourine.
Do you have a tambourine collection?
I don't have this is absolutely true. They give me this, it's like a joke. Whenever I do it, they give me on a silk pillow. They give me and I played at Glastonbury and Wembley.
Your tambourine.
Tilly sang backing vocals with them when she was 7. And at Glastonbury, like, they had the kids come on, like Chris's kids and the band's kids, and Tills went up there. And I remember being at the side of the stage watching her, thinking my first Glastonbury was 1987, and my biggest achievement was not going number 2 for the whole weekend.
Yeah. What?
Tilly's.
How'd you do that?
Her first Glastonbury, she headlined the main stage, which was joyful.
All the number 2s before that, I would imagine. The opposite. Let's get back to the movie.